Well, good morning. Yeah, I guess so. It's 10 till 1 now. We got 1 a.m. mud here. You can see Bill set up over there. And then I've got another pump over here getting ready. I'll tell you, right here is a prime example of, and I'm gonna kind of ramble a little bit just for a second because I kind of gather my thoughts. I don't particularly like the word or for the term for competition in the pump industry. Yes, you can have someone that you don't agree with their practices and things like that, but when you're in a situation like I'm in, where I've got 2 pumps, and most of the time both those pumps are out working, and you get in a bind for some reason, and these are mechanical trucks. I mean, you run or own a truck long enough, you're going to get yourself in a situation to where you're not able to either finish the job or go pump the job, and you don't want to disappoint that customer. So what you have to have allies, I guess you should say. I call them friends, allies, friends, in this industry. Some people use the term competition. I don't really care for that myself. So anyway, when you're in this industry and you see another pump in the area or around, you're thinking, oh, he's in my territory, you better lose the attitude when it comes to that, because you may have to call that fellow one day and go, hey, I'm in a pickle, can you do something for me? And if you're, I'll use the term a dickhead to them, a lot of times they're gonna go, I'm busy, and you're stuck. So for those guys that everyone that I have asked me for advice because they're starting a pump, wanting to buy a pump, do something with a pump like that, you can take that right there as one of those pieces of advice, and that one's free. This particular deal here, we're at the apartments. We're doing we're finishing up the paving, and it's, you know, it's broken up and all that. Well, they asked me, I'm not gonna call it last minute, but by the time they asked me that they wanted another pump out here on this deal, my truck was already booked up and going a different direction. The 38 was. So I am very grateful that I gave, and I can show you my phone, I texted 3 pump companies, and one of them was booked solid. He said there's no way, and he said, matter of fact, he said he's hoping, he's praying that everything goes like it should, which I've been there. And then one other one said that he would get back with me. He felt like he could give us a hand for a little bit. And then these guys here, Mid Valley, they felt pretty sure they could get us a pump for a good part of the time. And but it's going to have to go somewhere else later on in the morning. So anyway, they're here giving us a hand this morning. Actually, the operator of this truck, his brother and I are very good friends. I actually got this guy into pumping. He never has worked for me, but I had some contacts, and he's been able to work those contacts. Yeah, so he's sitting in the truck now. I guess he's waiting to see what he needs to do. But I guess he's gonna catch this corner through here. See, this is cut up big time. I bet you Bill's gonna hit this redwood right here in front of us. Phil will catch all this, and then Bill's gonna have to get up and move and catch another part. I'm guessing on the other side over here on that. So they got Bill, looks like they got him parked inside the forms on this other side too. So yeah, it's crazy. A little cool this morning. It's 59. You know, it's humid. They actually got 30-40% chance of rain for a couple of hours tonight. I don't suspect it's going to be much. I'm not a weatherman, but I've paid attention to it. And when you're in the concrete business, you probably just as well be a weatherman. You're probably as accurate as the guys you see on TV. But my prediction is, if it does anything, it might be a little bit of rain, but it ain't gonna be a lot. It won't be enough to hurt these guys, I don't believe. But yeah, I want to give Mid Valley a shout out. Thanks for coming in and helping us, because that's the thing. You know, you can think about yourself all you want when it comes to this, but what it boils down to, you better be thinking about your customer. You know, and I think the customer would have been okay if I couldn't have found another pump. But you know, in the end, if you're not there for your customers, they're not going to be there for you at some point. And so you better do your best to keep them happy. We'll get Philip. Philip, you can see him on Instagram. I'll put a little deal at the bottom of the description. Y'all can look at his Instagram page. He shows quite a bit of pumping pictures, and he likes to do the Monday morning money shot. I don't know if we can get him to do be a Tuesday morning money shot. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see that or not. I'm not going to stay here the whole time, or I have no plans to do that. I've got a busy day coming up today, so I need to go get about 3 hours, 4 hours of sleep, and then get back. And I've still got the trailer pump to manage, and I've got Chris going out on some jobs too. So, and then I've got to go up to the lake, and we're going to get back onto the lake cabin project for my parents. I got to meet those guys up in Oconah and get that deal lined back out. We kind of took a break from that. Hey, well, you just gonna kill it and just sit here or what? I figure you just raise the boom up, reach over and grab it and move it, drag it over the side. I wouldn't put that on. I'd edit that out, that way Justin wouldn't see it happen.
Go off and buy your one ability one too. Right. Lights out.
Not good.
Party's over. It only takes just about that much pride. Ride 30 on the back. Do a crayon one the other day. I had a one like that. Close. Don't stop. I know you started pumping. I don't have to stop it. They don't put it in the hole, they get it back.
Let's see. I don't know. There ain't any water come out yet. That's what I'm wondering about. Well, it sounds like Bill's having hell plugging her. He's plugging, priming out. Didn't get any water out of the end. Well, it seems like you're moving it some. Keep reversing it and forward.
From when it first hit.
Yeah, you could hear it at the top. There's some mud right there. Reverse it a couple times and I don't think it's made it to the reducer. This ain't good. Oh, it's trying times. Reverse it till we get a good pull back up back here. Let's see if we can get it to. Look at those balls. Huh?
Put the third down.
Reverse it. Back the RPMs off too so we can hear it. Reverse it. reversing forward so we can get it to move again.
Where the trucks go?
Huh?
Where the trucks go?
I'm at nowhere to fill up. Yeah, it was just a rubber line going to that gauge. Probably need to bring us one for sure. We still gotta get this plug undone. What was leaking was the line going from a test port to the gauge. Come on, baby. 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 Go. There she is. Woo! That was... I hope that's the end of the problem. We'll go over and do some investigating. What do you think?
The mud.
Think anything come out of it, or just we just didn't have our mouth holding our mouth right? I was looking for a hole to crawl in after going through the 38 and what we just went through the past 2 weeks of it. Now this damn thing, I'm like, we're selling boom pumps. We're going back to line pumping only. Let me go slow Philip down that way. Huh? Well, he's I don't know if we got it unplugged. Yeah, we're good. Well, hopefully we're good. There were some balls on the grate, so I'm assuming they probably smashed some down and.
Probably.
Because I mean, other than their mud is normally good pump mud. Yeah. I mean, knock on wood, I've had very little problems pumping for them. So, but you know, there were some balls on the ground and on the grate, and I can tell you, when I heard him plug, my heart sunk, because the last 2 weeks I've been through hell with that 38 meter trying to figure out what was going on with it.
This is the 41, right?
This is the 40 here, yeah. What do you got working on next?
Right now we have, as of right now, we really don't have much. We're going to be finishing this up, and we don't start Tyler until in 3 weeks. So Tyler in 3 weeks. And that's pretty much about it. Until next year, until January or February.
Did you ever see how many square foot that the building is in Tyler? You going to do the building first?
No, we're doing paving first.
Doing paving first?
Yeah, because the building won't be ready till December.
Okay.
Because they're still trying to figure out what they're going to do about the dimensions and what they're going to build it out of, and everything.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. You got to know that.
So they're like, well, we can start the pavement first, make sure all the utilities are good. But the person who's cutting the dirt ended up cutting the dirt all the way down, and water came out.
Oh.
So
well, that took about 5 years off of my life. It's never good when you're plugging on the prime out and then you got hydraulic oil coming out of the back of the truck. So luckily it was just a pinhole, which it don't take much of a hole under that kind of pressure in that gauge line. And of course we found a cap, we got it capped off, and then that happened about the time, and Bill and I both, we thought the plug broke up. Because I said, man, it sounded like you were starting to, break the plug up. He said, yeah, I think I did too. So, golly, there's you something with that.
So you want to meet Gary?
Yeah, I see Gary. What's the story with Gary?
You know, I needed a mascot.
He's
Somebody to talk to.
Gary is. Oh, there's Gary.
Yeah,
I see.
That's old Gary.
Yeah, he's watching. He's backing trucks in.
Yeah, he had a box of 64 crayons last week.
Yeah.
Ran smooth out of them. Some light here. He got his war paint on.
Yeah.
That's dyed concrete. That's Gary. His name is really FKN Gary.
Yeah. FKN.
Yeah. You know what that's
Yeah. FKN Gary.
So that's how that works.
Now Philip, I'm gonna show him. You got a 3 sticker.
Yeah. Basically a 2 sticker now that the second's
So
locked
is your right hand? Are you raising with your right hand? What do you do with your right hand?
Pull back on the main.
That's the main.
Yeah, it raises it and it spins it.
Okay, that does the same as ours, same function as ours.
And the second stick is just mainly the second.
Yeah.
You lock it out with the main and it becomes.
You don't have to worry about it. Don't touch it anymore.
Going over a tree or a house.
Yeah.
Third stick.
Right.
Is the tip.
Yep. That's the same. That's pretty much the same as ours. We just got the twist knob, so we got 2 sticks versus your 3.
Is that a Scan Rico?
Yes, I think so.
I hate it.
All right, things are rocking along. We're gonna get Philip some trucks around here. He's gonna start working on the curbing here while Bill's finishing up the flat work on this side. Phil will start the curbing on this side, and then by the time Bill gets the mud to where he can pass it off to Philip, he'll be ready to start bringing his grid around. Bill's gonna fold up, come back around, and go over there and pick up that end, and that'll hopefully complete the job. Yeah, we're in Denton. I'll put the cross on Denton. There's some showers, definitely. I don't think it's gonna be anything heavy, but y'all can see right there by the video that definitely getting a little heavier, especially there around Ray Roberts. That's a good little cell right up here. So here's the difference of us priming out. He's already got his pump forward.
Sprayed in my cylinder and get some run. Don't generally have any problems, knock on wood. I used to prime out with water in my hopper. Well, I got lucky all them times, you know. Put it in front of the mud, it generally does alright. About 21 strokes. Couple of minutes, depends on the water pressure.
But it works for him, and that's what matters. What time is it?
Prime time!
Prime time!
See if we can get us a Tuesday morning money shot. Put in the hopper! Let's go! That's what it means when it's stroking. Why I gotta be an asshole? Come on.
How's it looking?
Money shot out there. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can go to his Instagram page, and it's usually a Monday morning money shot, but since it's Tuesday morning, we're doing a Tuesday morning money shot.
Yep, that's the registered trademark.
Huh? Here it comes. See the boom start kind of dropping a little bit. He's compensating with the 4th, bringing the 4th up some. There we go. He made it. And what he's pouring right there is the curbing, and these guys here, they're forming it, and right now they're floating it out. Check on Bill. We're fixing to go to the house. Try to get a nap. What do you think? we lost the battery, but we got it picked back up. Yeah, there's the scene. I think it's pretty cool. Got both trucks going. I don't care how long you've been doing this. It's always a pretty cool sight. But Bill, he's probably got about 60, 70 more yards, and he'll fold up and move around back around the other side. So we'll probably head back over here later and check on them before we head out to go get the rest of the day started here in a couple of 3 hours, getting her done. So we'll holler at you a little bit. Woo! Wow, I feel like I almost feel hungover. I probably shouldn't have went back to bed, but I did. I went and took me I got back about 3:45-ish. I guess I probably got back under the covers and woke up at 5:45, checked on Foster and Chris, and we went back and slept another hour and a half. Bill finished up pretty quick. I say pretty quick, a lot quicker than what I was expecting. But he pumped a little 300 yards, and Philip pumped another 220, I think is what they told me. So good night, you know, for us, and everything worked out like we wanted. So pretty happy about all that. I'm up at the lake now. We got a little project going on there. Phase 2, I guess is what we could call it. I've got the Gaston boys and all them, they're out here. We're gonna clean up this side of the little lake house of my parents, and we're gonna get the dirt work done to try to get these steps in. So a lot of guys been asking about this project, and we've just gotten way too busy, and of course it was hot too. But now the weather's calmed down, we're gonna go back to work on this. They've got a couple of days in between some concrete work they had going on. They got a couple of days in between that, so they hollered at me and said, hey, what about this? And I was like, let's get after it. So they're cleaning up all this underbrush back over here. They're gonna get this ready where we can get it grassed up, kind of like mine, and then we're gonna get this prepared for the steps. That way I can get in here and get the form set, get these steps all in here, and get all this to grade right here, and get it ready where I can put a sprinkler system in. And then sometime after that, I'm gonna use my dad's tractor and haul in, probably, I'm guessing, 50 or 60 yards of topsoil in here, put a sprinkler system in on this part of it, and then get this sod for the time being. So yeah, got a lot of things happening over here, but something different than pumping, you know. I think I kind of like changing things up. I think guys might get tired of just pumping. So you know what I should have done? I should have left all this right here for Dirt Perfect, and that way when he shows up, because we do have, they're coming. I mean, we've talked about it, and it worked. You guys helped me out, and we got them coming. So I could have left all this for Dirt Perfect for Mike to that way he'd feel at home, you know. I don't know what his feelings are about Kubotas. These guys love the Kubotas. They run Kubotas, they run the John Deeres and stuff like that, and they like their Kubotas. So they seem like pretty smooth machines to me too. So I have very little experience on them. I have ran them, but I have very little experience. I don't have enough to form an opinion about any of them. So, but yeah, they got this looking really good. They're going, once all this gets cleaned up, I can re-topsoil a bunch of this, get some more sod up in here, get this worked around, and I think it'll look really nice when that's done. So yeah, that's what we got going on today. Yeah, Bill and Philip, they pumped, like I said, about 520 yards over there. Bill was washing, it was 8:30, Bill was washing his pump out. Foster was heading to his second job. I didn't talk to y'all about this. The trailer pump, yesterday morning, the trailer pump went out, Foster, and it wouldn't start. Couldn't get it start. He ran the battery down, trying to get it started, and it just wouldn't happen. So I had, those guys were able to get the concrete to where they needed it. It's funny how that works when you're in a bind. And luckily it was Zach and them, and they know us and they know how reliable we are. So there wasn't any question there that we had a bad reputation on that part of it. But I went by the Caterpillar houses and got all the fuel filters and all the filters, oil filter, air filter, everything. And even when I go, I had the serial number to the motor. That way, if the number they're looking up doesn't come up, they can just pull the serial number up with the motor and then get the right filter. And I've done that for every time. That pump's 7 years old. And even when I first started buying filters, I'd go up there and give them the serial number and say, I need all the filters this thing takes. So, well, somehow we got to missing the main fuel filter. And honestly, I never looked for it because I got the fuel water filter separator, oil filter, and the inner and the outer air filter. I'm thinking I'm good. Well, that yesterday, after I got all those filters and I get to where Foster is, I looked and the fuel water separator filter was still on the pump. I said, and we had talked on the phone, and he told me he took the fuel filter off. I said, I thought you put the fuel filter off. He said, I did. I said, well, where is it? He goes, straight right over there. Well, I went and looked, and sure enough, it was a completely different fuel filter that I was aware was on that pump. And I was like, where'd that come from? He said, well, it comes from right up in there. Well, it's not an obvious side. It's right behind the cowl and up in it. So, you know, you'd have to be looking up in it to see it. Well, I'd never changed that fuel filter out. 7 years of owning it. I think it's got 3,000 hours on the pump. I've never changed that filter. And golly, when I poured what was left in there that had settled down, it was nasty. What I think probably happened was I think the fuel pump burned itself up trying to pull fuel through that dirty filter. And because when we put all the filters back on it, and we turned the key on, well, nothing filled up. There wasn't nothing pulling fuel. So we got a electric tester and made sure the connection was good, and it was getting plenty of electricity. So I went back to Hope Caterpillar and got a fuel pump for it, come back, hooked it all up, plugged it in, and it worked. We started getting fuel everywhere. So anyway, long story short, or the short story of the long is, make sure you're getting all your filters. I did not do that. Don't make that same mistake. And I was talking to him. We started the pump up once we got all going, and it hadn't ran that good in years, obviously. So, and then even Foster texted me this morning and said, man, this motor's running like I've never heard before. So, huge difference when you clean your filters or get new filters, change your filters out. So, anyway, that's kind of the story there, but at least we're up and it's up and running again now. So pretty happy about that. Probably should have filmed some of that, but I was just more trying to get that thing fixed, and it didn't really need to be distracted. So, cause I've got a lot of work for that trailer pump this week, and I did not want to be broke down. And so, anyway, other than story time telling, we're just gonna hang out. The guys got questions, we're gonna answer them. I may probably do some filming for the Muddyfeet TV. I need to do a little work to the armadillo. If y'all haven't been on Muddyfeet TV, This is the armadillo. It's my little project I've got ongoing over there. Having a lot of fun with it. So I've actually kind of designated putting my little John boat in the water when I go crappie fishing. So, you know, and I call that the fun channel. We have fun on that channel. This channel here, this work. So I'm probably gonna do some filming for the Muddyfeet TV while I'm up here today. Beautiful weather. It's hardly any wind at all. I may even go fish in a little bit. So, but my personal preference is, if I've got pumps running, I don't put a boat in the water. For most cases, that ain't always been the case, but for most cases, I in case they need me, I want to be able to just load up and go. But I will pilfer around here and do some work, do some stuff, you know, that needs to be done. So once I know Chris is done and Foster's done, then I may put the boat in the water and go crappie fish for a little bit. Especially since it's a beautiful day, cool, and not a lot of wind. It's a great day to go fish. So, but yeah, y'all check out Muddyfeet TV. Watch what we got doing here. I am 80% sure that I'm probably going to order 3 or a 4.5 inch lift for this thing and lift it. I built a cheesy bumper on. Look, there's a yellow jack right there. Oh, let's get him. Those things bite. Probably full, pole's probably full of them. Anyway, I built that old bumper for it and kind of cheese dicked it a little bit, but I think I'm gonna buy an aftermarket bumper for it, put a 4-inch lift on it, and see what happens. I think it'll be okay. I noticed on a bunch of them that I guess they cut this square off. I'm not sure, but it looks like this is just cut straight across, and I don't know how I'm gonna do that, if I'm gonna do it, but I'll see once I get the bumper and how things match up. I mean, hell, I can take a Sawzall or a gas-powered rotary saw and get a line and cut that off pretty straight and square. But anyway, we'll see. But that's going to be on Muddyfeet TV. You won't see much of that on this channel, but you can definitely hop over there. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We really appreciate it. That channel's almost to 1,000 subscribers, which is huge for us, and we greatly appreciate it. It's, you know, because I like to have fun, and that's the fun channel. So, and that's what we're fixing to do, is have some fun. So anyway, I'm gonna get to work on this stuff over here. All right, we'll holler at you in a little bit.